Oh, sorry, it's been exhausting. It's what? It says 10:28 on this, so it's 10:28 Sunday. I am beat. Waking up at, what, 5 in the morning, Saturday and Sunday? It's not fun. It's not fun at all. No, it's not. But when you go out and get stuff, it's a thumbs up. Alright guys, you know the routine. It's, what are we at, episode 31 for Flea Market Finds. Woo! I got a decent amount of stuff at least. Of course, pickups are first. Throughout the week, these do not count as flea market finds. These are just purchases throughout the week or so. Yeah, I'll just start here, I guess. Went to a no, not Walgreens. It was a Marshall's. Yeah, Marshall's at my local mall. Went there, was meeting a buddy of mine who had some 64 stuff that he was getting rid of, and I thought I'd make a day out of it, you know. Walked in and I found some Ranger keys, shockingly enough. I've had these in package for this stupid video for like a week, just so I could say, yeah, I kept them in a week for a package. God, what were these? They were $4.99 compared to the $7.99 that they are in the store, so slight discounts. Picked up the Jungle Fury key set and the Lightspeed Rescue key set. Now I can open those when I'm done this video and put them with the rest. My buddy of mine, Keith, he had 64 stuff. He had Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. He wanted 30 each for those. Sadly, I couldn't do that. I mean, I would like a copy of Majora's Mask, but I'm a bargain hunter, so. And Ocarina, he went down to 24, but I already have a copy of that, so I didn't need it. I think he eventually put it on eBay. I don't know if it's sold or not, but I know last time I checked it was up to like $11 or something. Which, if someone bought it for $11, hey, you got a good deal. The thing's worth like, lowest I've seen it on eBay on sales listings, like actually sold, is like $20. Highest is like maybe 28 at best. But I got 3 boxed 64 games. 2 of them do not have the manual. One has everything in it, including the little plastic baggie for the game. So it's complete. First one I got in box, no manual, was Aero Gauge. It's a neat little racing game. Futuristic. Haven't really tried it yet, but hey, it's in the box. No manual, and the box is in okay shape. The game I wanted most is the one that has the worst box, and that is Bomberman 64. No manual in this. Some slight tearings there, and you can kind of see it's a little squished here. So something was on top of this for a little bit, but I mean, the game is in mint shape as it is. Aero Gauge had stickers on it, and I was able to get those off. So, I mean, the box is in great shape and no manual, but, you know, I can't complain. Plus, what, he wanted 5 for Aero Gauge, 10 for this, and 10 for the other one. So, $25 for box 64 stuff, I'm not going to throw anything at that. I don't know anymore. This one, it just has a little bit of a problem on one side of it. But this is the one that's most complete. It has all of its paperwork in it. It has a little baggie, and that is Blast Corps. Haven't tried it, but it looks like it's a mix of racing and robotics. But as I said, this one's the most complete. The only like real damage is right here. There's a little lip coming out, but it ain't bad that much. It ain't bad. And for $10, it's not bad. I mean, I think the game usually goes for that by itself. So in the box, I'm happy. While I was at the mall, I went to a local store, CEX. It deals with electronics and video games and whatnot. They have PS4, 360, Wii, Wii U, DS. Now they're getting in Xbox and PS2 stuff, original Xbox and PlayStation 2. I like PS2 more than Xbox. So, and I picked up these 3 games for $22. They weren't in the best of shape, so they cleaned them for me free of charge, which was awesome. It's like, thank you for cleaning my games. And all the games have their manuals and everything, and they're in nice shape now after getting cleaned. First one's Zone of the Enders. I've played this before, and it's difficult to my memory. It is difficult, but I'm gonna give it a shot again and see what happens there. Next one is The Nightmare of Daruga Fushingo Dungeon. I've never seen this one like out in the wild. It's a cheap game. It's like the highest it goes for is like $8. But I've never seen it out in the wild, and I thought, you know what, this is my chance to at least pick it up. So I picked it up. Didn't have it. And the final one is a game that I used to have in my collection that I've been looking forever for, and it's actually still in my PS2. I've been playing it for quite a bit. Inuyasha, The Secret of the Cursed Mask. I like this game. This is one of my favorite games in the PS2. If you haven't played it, it's very good. It's a turn-based action-adventure game. You run into monsters randomly here and there. The boss battles are good. And over time you level up, you get stronger. It's a fun game. If you haven't played it, play it. And the last of the pickups, I went to GameStop and I traded in my WWE 2K15. Why? I hated it. And I know it's a sports game. In a year, it's not going to be worth what it would have been when I got trade value for it. I got like 15 in trade. I put 10 of that on the new Batman game for the PS4, and I used 5 of the credit to pay for this. It was like buy 3 used, get the 4th free. So some 360 titles. Let's see. Batman Arkham City. I needed this because I don't know. I lost my copy. And I've been dying to play this for a little bit. So got it back. All the games are complete, and the discs are in very nice shape, actually. Eternal Sonata. I've played this a little bit. It's odd. It's like Magna Carta, almost not Magna Carta. Like you actually have to walk up to your enemy, and you're wasting time because you're given like a certain amount of time to attack. If you don't move, you don't lose time. If you do move, you lose time. If you attack your opponent, you gain a little bit, so you get at least some attack power in it. Next one was Blue Dragon. I watched the show for a little bit, and I thought it was interesting, and then it got taken off Cartoon Network. So, hey, maybe the game will explain the show to me more. And then Dark Souls. I got warned by my cousin about this, like, oh, this is going to be hard for you. We'll see. We'll see. That's it for pickups. On to the finds for this weekend and last weekend. I'll just start off with these. For $1, I picked up something that I didn't think I would ever find, at least not for a while. A couple of Beyblades. And these are the original from the original series from like 2002, 2003. Not the new one. These are plastic and metal, not like heavy metal or anything. But hey, Drasil and Seaborg, I used to have these. I used to go to tournaments with these. Just didn't have any of the launchers or rip cords. That would have been nice. In a little base stadium, that would have been fun. For $1, hey, picked up a Beetle Bonder from the old Beetleborg show. All the antennas, the claws, whatever, are there on it. Oh, slippery little devil. It's all there. He didn't have any of the figures in it. Would have been nice to have the figures. I have 2 of the AVs. I have the green AV and the blue AV from the show, and I have little figures in there for them. But hey, if I ever come across them, I can just throw them in this. But for $1, I ain't complaining. Let's see. Okay. Guy had some video games out on a table. He wanted $2 a piece or 3 for $5. And I thought, that ain't a bad deal. Let me look through. He had some NES, Super Nintendo, 64, PS2, Xbox, whatnot. Wasn't really anything that I wanted in the 64 or the Super Nintendo stuff. The Xbox stuff didn't have anything really. He had some NES games. I picked out one. It was Tetris. I don't have it on me. It's in my box over there. The reason I got it, I had the manual for it, so why not have it with the manual? But the PS2 games I grabbed were Armored Core 3, which was in nice shape, has the manual, and Nightshade. I actually had to switch out the case with this. There's a big chunk missing out of the bottom. This does not have the manual. I mean, Armored Core 3 and Nightshade are like $8 and $7, so there's 15 here. So, adding to the value of my collection. Okay, let's see. And the last of the stuff from Berlin. Oh yeah, the PS2 games I just showed you were from Berlin, along with the Bonder and the Beyblades. Picked up a couple Mattel wrestling figures last weekend. I picked up some today. You'll see them in a second. But found a Jericho. Lady wanted $3 for it. Hey, I'm fine with paying $3. Beats paying 10 in the store. And a guy had 2 for $5, 3 each, 2 for $5. So I picked up Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. Not bad. These are from the 3-pack. If you had the Randy Orton, I might have grabbed the Orton with it. All right, on to the stuff from this weekend. Hallelujah, right? Yeah, this is all this weekend. So I'll start off with the figures that I got from this weekend. Guy had these 3 apiece. I said, would you do 7 for all 3? He goes, yeah. Picked up Christian, basic, Edge, basic, and I picked up an Elite Finley. And he did have his coat on, the half shoulder pad, whatever kind of coat. I just took it off and I put it away with the rest of the clothing that I have for my Elites. And hey, it's in decent shape. They're all in pretty good shape. Christian's one arm's a little loose, but eh. Alright, I think I'll start with... Should I start with today's? Or yesterday's? I'll start with today's. It's right in front of me at least. Let's see. Yeah, it was like the last things that I bought today. Guy had a lot of games on the ground. I went through them. I picked 2 out. He wanted 15 for this and 4 for this. And I was like, okay. For $4 I picked up X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. It's generally around a $12 to $15 game. The highest I've seen it go for is like $14.95 or something. Like, it's like a weird buy it now on eBay, so someone picked it up for 15. And then this one, the price on this one is generated like, I've seen just a disc for this go for 15, and yet I've seen a complete copy go for 25, between 30. So it's around a $15 to $25 game. Fine by me. I've actually been looking for this, and the disc is like mint. There's like one little thing there, and I had to swap out cases. I have like extra CD cases right around here. But Dino Crisis on the Dreamcast, a game I've actually been looking for my Dreamcast, because I heard good things about it, and I wanted to give it a shot. Let's see. It was actually my first pickup of the day. One's just the case and bonus disc, and the other one's the game. I picked up Sierra Entertainment Presents The Hobbit. Kind of been looking for this, and this copy's in pretty good shape. It's complete, has the manual, has the Gandalf trading card in it. I was kind of disappointed that the game was not in this one. The only thing that's in there is the bonus disc. No manual, no game. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. It sucks that this game is not in here. This game is around... Like, there's the bonus disc. I think it's just a DVD. Best Fights. So it's possibly Goku versus Frieza, Cell, and Buu. That's what I'm going to guess what it is. Not bad fights, though. I'm just disappointed the disc isn't in here. This is like a $45 to $60 game, depending on condition. Oh well, we'll see what happens when I eventually find the disc. And the one other game I got today was Spider-Man, Venom, Maximum Carnage. Game is complete. Manual could be in better shape. It's a little ruffled on the sides. Card's in nice shape. Not really any peeling. There's a little bubble at the top of the label. But I paid $10 for this. It's from a reseller. I asked him, hey, how much are the games in the box? He goes from 5 to 10. Then he takes it from me and goes to look it up. And I knew he was going to hold to what he said. So I wasn't too worried. But he looked at me, he's like, the maximum price for this is like $25. My price app said $20. So it's just like, okay, I'm still saving like $10. Maybe 15, but I heard good things about this. It's not, this one's made by Acclaim, so it's not like the LJN one, I'm guessing. I'm not too sure unless LJN became Acclaim. Unless they merged and then made this on Genesis. I don't know. I heard good things and I've been meaning to try and find that one. Okay, on to everything else from yesterday. Is this everything from yesterday? I'm saying to myself right now. Oh wait, the figures are from yesterday. The wrestling, the 3 I showed you starting off were from yesterday. Yes. Alright. So we'll just continue. Guy had a whole bunch of games. Not everything was like in cases. Some of it was out. There was like 2 DS systems. One powered on, but it was disgustingly gross. A pink one, and then there was a black one that didn't turn on. I don't like... There was no chargers or anything, so I wasn't about to take the risk. He had some Game Boy games. I asked him how much they were. He wanted like 5 apiece on the Marios, and I was like, okay, that's retail for most of them. They had like like Land 1 and 2, and the deluxe edition, you know. One PS2 game out of the lot. No manual. Has the poster. Disc is in pretty good shape. War of the Monsters. I've actually been looking for a decent copy of this. For $5, I'm fine with that. Most of the time, I see sellers want 10 to 15 for this. So, hey, there's another PS2 game to add to the collection. Okay. This is actually leading up to the last find of the weekend. Guy knew I bought something. He pulled out a controller and was like, hey, did you want this for $3? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it for $3. NES Max controller. It's in okay shape. I did this to it. So, yeah, there you go. And that makes you now think, well, what did you get? Some people already know because I posted it on my Facebook page or whatever, if you know. Let's see. I was actually a little pissed about this sale at first. I'll at least show you first. I got 2 NES games. One is Batman the video game. There's some writing on it. And the other one was Wario Woods on the NES. I saw this on the guy's table. And I asked, hey, do you have any more of these? And he goes, yeah, I got a whole bag for him. Guy right next to me goes, well, I'll take a look too. I go, you son of a bitch. Guy pulls the bag out. The guy literally just grabs the bag right from him. And I'm just like, I asked first, shouldn't I get dibs, guy? I mean, I asked. Apparently not. A seller must be loyal to a guy who's apparently also selling in the mart. He's going through it. I think he pulled out maybe 6 or 8 games. The one game that I was kind of about was the fact that he took Mario 2, because I don't have Mario 2 yet. Yes, I don't have Mario 2. It's common, but I don't have Mario 2. Granted, these games have an okay value to them, but I don't have Mario 2. So he goes, here you go, I'm all done, and hands me the bag. I was like, huh. Alright, I'll go through your scraps. I already had this in my hand, so he didn't grab that. Oh, he grabbed that LJN X-Men game. Not the Wolverine one, the other one. And then I saw the Batman on NES, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'll take Batman on NES. I don't have this game. It's worth an okay amount. It's like $10. Wario Woods is like 10 to 15. I look in the bag, and I'm shocked to see that he didn't pull this out. It was an NES system, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is my chance to get an NES. First off, it had one controller, and then it had another controller. yeah. Just letting you know, people, there was a fray in the wire. I haven't tested the controller yet, but I put some duct tape over it. I'm hoping the controller works eventually. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I see the dog bone controller, and then I pull this out. I was just like, huh, well, this idiot doesn't know anything. And I asked the guy, okay, I grabbed the two games. The two controllers were already hooked up to it. And I was just like, do you have the hookup cables for this? Do you have the power cable? Do you have the AV cable, RF cable, whatever? Because it is the RF version. It's not the AV version. Damn it. And he goes, I don't think I do. No, I don't think I do. So immediately I have to think to myself, okay, is this thing going to work? And I go, okay, well, what do you want for the two controllers, system, no hookup cables, and the two games? He says $25. I think to myself, that's not bad. The games themselves, I can possibly get that back out of it if it doesn't work. I go, okay, here you go. Hand him the $25. We're all set. I actually showed it to my reseller, the guy I got the maximum carnage from. And he goes, oh, do you want to sell? And I go, no, because I don't have an NES. So this was going to be my NES. Because I have a big one, but it doesn't work at all. It doesn't. And I took the gamble on this thinking, okay, this may or may not work. Took it home, cleaned it up, got in there a little bit, and basically grabbed my NES power cable, put it in, grabbed the RF cable, put it in. I hooked it up to my little 12-inch fat TV over here because my flat screen doesn't have an RF cord or a port where you screw it in. And it's possibly where my cable box is, but I don't feel like messing with it. I got Direct, or do I have Comcast? I got Direct because they're the same thing now. Plug it in. I put the Batman game in. Power's right on. There's nothing wrong with it. For $25, I mean, the system itself, if I ever did deem selling it, it's worth like $80 to $100 as it sits. I mean, working condition, yes. I have all the cables for it. Yes, I have a Mario Duck Hunt to go with it. Oh, God. But, hey, I wish I could have got more. There was some games out there that I wish I could have got. There were two Majora's Masks out there this weekend, one for $30 and one for $40. I didn't get that. The one lady there used to sell games for like $5 a piece, and I was just like, all right, $5 a piece. Now she's checking eBay because she's smartened up. Well, say goodbye to my business unless you got a game that I really want. Digimon on PS1 just once, come on. But hey, that's it. And these episodes are getting longer. The counter's at 23 minutes, 20 seconds, whatever. It's going up. But hey, check back in 2 weeks, guys. I asked my toy guy at my flea market. He said his renovations are nearly done with his booth, and that he should be having the Power Ranger stuff in soon. So hopefully this coming weekend at Berlin, I make enough to where I can actually buy a crap ton of all the Power Ranger stuff that he has coming in. He says he has Morphers. He says he has Megazords. He says he has weapons. I want it. I want it all. At least the stuff I don't have. The stuff I have, I don't need it. Because, hey, I need it. Alright, guys. I'll catch you later on the next one.